Good evening and welcome to the 2022 DVSAS Hands for Hope Auction and Gala. My name is Colleen McGuire and I'm here tonight with Manka Valam. I am the co-president of the Board for Domestic Violence Sexual Assault Services of Whatcom County, and Manka is our favorite auctioneer. We're so glad that you could be here with us tonight. We've got a lot of fun planned for you tonight, some videos, some raffles, some exciting packages to auction off live online tonight. First things first though, we wouldn't be able to bring this event to you tonight without the generous support of SSC, Sanitary Service Company. Woo! For many years, they provided us with year-round sponsorship as a presenting sponsor, and we're grateful for their long-term support. We're also grateful for the support of other sponsors, Matrix Services, Phillips 66 Ferndale Refinery, Brand Safeway, WRS, Mills Electric, and the law firm of Belcher Swanson. Woo! In addition to the support of our sponsors, we would like to recognize the DVSAS Board of Directors. If we were here in person, I'd ask you all to stand, but since we're not, I'll just trust that you're standing in the dining room as we call your name. Keith Wallace, Christina Byrne, Anna Dean, Lisa Anderson, Mike Good, Kelly Joyce, Lindsay Nouse, Kevin Mead, Julie Ranson, Sharon Robinson, and Eric Sigmar. Thank you. You make serving on this board a true pleasure. Last but not least, I want to thank the staff of DVSAS. Not only do they make our jobs as board members easy and delightful, but the service they provide to the people of Whatcom County is unparalleled. Each and every one of them deserves a huge round of applause and our sincerest thanks. I'd also like to give a very big shout out to Margie George and Hannah McDermott for all of their work in putting together this event. You should all be logged in and ready to raise your paddle. Bid on great packages and join in all the fun. If you're having any difficulty, shoot us a quick email at events@dvsas.org. Again, that's events@dvsas.org, and we'll get you squared away. So now let's get to it. I'd like to turn the rest of the evening over to our amazing auctioneer and a longtime DVSAS supporter, Manka Valam.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you. Well, don't go away yet. Thank you so much. We are going to have some fun tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll kick things off with a raffle drawing right out of the gate. But before we do, I also want to say thank you and welcome, and we're so glad that you're with us tonight. And we hope that before too long, we'll be back to doing these kind of events in person.
Yes.
Because while it's super fun to be here at, with Flannel Media here at the Plain English Technologies studio in Bellingham with Dave and Taylor running the show.
Thank you.
And I mean, really, it is super fun in here, but it's not quite the same as being in a room of like 350 or 400
Yes.
true believers, true supporters of the organization. So we miss you. We know you're out there. Thanks for being here. And we hope that you will have just a fabulous time tonight. And you know, usually at this stage of the game, I have people practice with their bid cards. Now, I don't know if people made themselves bid cards at home just for fun, but I just want everybody to pick up something, whether you're, you know, sitting at the dinner table or posted up on the couch, chilling, or in the hot tub. And oh, by the way, that's why we don't stream back and forth in the same direction, just because if you're in the hot tub, maybe.
I'm pretty sure Keith and Jody Wallace are in the hot tub right now.
I think so, because where are they right now?
Palm Springs.
Yeah, hot tub or swimming pool or something.
One of those.
So anyway, pick up something, wave it around, get yourself ready to do some bidding. It's going to be online bidding, but we want you to be bidding regularly and often because we're here to raise money for domestic violence and sexual assault services, and it's the Hands of Hope Gala, and you are the Hands of Hope. So when you have your bid card in the air in a live auction, you're the Hands of Hope. So you're going to be doing that virtually tonight. So I think we've covered all of our little details to get us going here. Yes, we have. I also want to thank Hannah and Margie. They are really running the show, and from time to time, there's going to be a little dialogue back and forth. Margie will make sure that we don't stray too far off the path.
Yes.
So our first item, ladies and gentlemen, is to give away raffle number 1. And would you like to share a little bit of information about our raffle item that we're giving away?
The first raffle item is a case of wine that has been donated by the various board members, or a pair of magnums from Avena Winery.
Yes, and the magnums are going to be at the end of the night, so you want to stick around for those. We'll have a case of wine, another case of wine about midway through the show, and then we're going to wrap up the night with those magnums. But we've used a random name generator for all of you that bought raffle tickets, and by the way, we've already sold $600 worth of raffle tickets on this first raffle. So yay on that, we're off to a good start. And Margie, who is our winning raffle recipient? And I'm going to give this to Colleen. Colleen, let them know.
Chelsea Warren.
Congratulations,
Congratulations, Chelsea Warren.
All right, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our first fun raffle item. Now, Colleen, you're going to take a seat over here and have a glass of wine yourself and just relax a little bit.
I certainly will. Thank you.
And then you'll come back up in a little while after we watch the video, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
good. Great. Well, thank you, and let's give a warm round of applause to Colleen, DVSAS co-president. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, here's the part of the evening that you know I really love, and that's the live auction section. So Margie, can you tee up those first batch of live auction items for us? Because we'll be starting with auction item, I believe the number is 102, auction item number 102 in your live program. I can't see it yet. Oh, now I can. There, see, I told you. She's gonna keep me on track because we're tracking on the monitor here. So this is your Master Auto Detail Package, and this is valued at $300. We've got a bid in place right now at $200, ladies and gentlemen. So we'd like to see you bidding at $50 increments on this item. Right now we're at $200. Let's talk a little bit about the Master Auto Detail Package. Now, in my opinion, having somebody wash and detail your car is one of the biggest treats ever. It's a treat to yourself. And in fact, no joke, this afternoon I looked out the window of my office, looked down in the driveway. My husband was washing my car. I was thrilled. I hadn't washed it all winter. I've been driving back and forth across the pass. It was just encrusted with that grunge that you get from driving in the snow. So he washed the car, but he didn't do the inside. He didn't get the vacuum cleaner out and go in the cracks and, you know, get the popcorn out from underneath. Well, Master Auto Detail Package, they're going to do that for you. Aha, Lisa, she realizes that there's popcorn under her seat as well, and she does not want to have to reach her little hand under there and go get it. So let's get some more bids going on the Master Auto Detail Package. It's valued at $300, ladies and gentlemen. Right now we're at $250. Be great to have another bid come in. Remember, these bid increments are at $50, so we'd love to see a $300 bid come in on the Master Auto Detail Package. So let's take a look at our next item, item number 102. Now, this is the barbecue dinner for 8. Now, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Our minimum bid here is $200. We need to see a $200 bid come in. This is a fantastic item, and it is donated by our very own Margie George. Now, Margie, I hear you like barbecue, but the key here is, do people like your barbecue?
People have told us that they love it. Now, they may just love us, but we think it's pretty darn good.
Well, I bet it's pretty darn good. And here's the thing. Margie has said that she will come to your house and bring the barbecue and fixins for 8 people, or if you want, you can go to Margie's house. Now, I asked her earlier this evening, did it include house cleaning at your house? If she comes to your house, and she said, it did not. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some bids going on the barbecue dinner for 8. Our first bid level is $200, and then the next bid after that will be at the $50 increment, so we'd be at $250. But right now, I'd love to be at $200. Who's got $200? This is where, if you were in person, I would be watching for one of you to be raising your bid card, and then we would say $200 right there, sold to Dave. Dave, can you put a bid card in the air? Right there. There you go, $200. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll come back to this item and we'll hopefully see some more bidding. Let's take a look at item number 103. Now, this is your weekday spa retreat at the Chrysalis. Now, for anybody who's been in Bellingham for a while, you probably know that the Chrysalis is one of the most luxurious places that you can stay in our community, but honestly, it's one of the most luxurious places in the region. Great restaurant, great deck, beautiful rooms. These little staycations can be such an amazing treat. And I see that we already have somebody who really understands the value of taking yourself on a weekday spa retreat at the Chrysalis. We've got some nice bidding going on. Dina was in at $300. Colleen McGuire is in at $350 right now. Who's going to be our $400 bidder? I'd like to see $400 for the Chrysalis Spa. And remember, you have that gorgeous water view, great sunsets, absolutely lovely, and so convenient, so convenient. So this is a 1 weekday stay, and it includes two 60-minute Swedish massages. So let's have another bid for, Colleen is feeling pretty excited because she's in there, but Dina, you need to come back in and get this back because right now you're not getting the massages, they are. Next bid would be $400, ladies and gentlemen. Next bid would be $400. All right, so let's go on now and take a look at item number 104. This is our crabulous meal. No bids, oh my goodness. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is quite a spectacular item. This is an item that includes 20 crabs, gutted, cleaned, and delivered to your place. I don't know if anybody knows what crabs are going for currently, Dungeness crab, but I think somebody told me they were at the store the other day and they were $40 a crab. I mean, whoa, that's crazy. Now, if you like to go crabbing, that's super fun, but cleaning and gutting and cooking 20 crabs is a project, and nobody does it any better than Keith. So Keith has told me that in addition to bringing those 20 crabs, he will actually clean your house. He can't, he's in Palm Springs. He's not even here. He can't even defend himself against that. Is there a way for Keith to chat with you?
He can text me.
Can he text you? I'll be curious to see what he says about that. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get some bids going. We have the starting bid at $500, and if we don't get somebody started at $500, I may adjust that, but let's get some bids in here. $500 to get us going on what sold a few years ago for $1,700. That's how fabulous it really was. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to raise money for domestic violence and sexual assault services. Sure, it's fun to go home with great things and have a treat and go to the spa, but at the end of the day, it's all about supporting the organization. So that's item number 104, and I believe our next piece of business right now is to go ahead and queue up our video. And before we queue up the video, let's take a look at our first 4 items again and see how we're doing. So we've got our master auto detail package at $350. Lisa is in there. She understands the value of not reaching under and having to grab the popcorn. Now, no, scroll back to where we are. Yeah, number 2, stay there. All right, Keith wants barbecue. That's awesome. Maybe you can bid on the crab. That's great. That is totally great. And if you're wondering why I keep mentioning the popcorn in the car thing, it's because I eat popcorn in my car and it's always under the seat. Okay, let's see what we're doing with item number 103, our spa. All right, Dina, Dina's going to the spa. Colleen, Dina's going to the spa. You're gonna need to bid again. Oh my God, I sang in public. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is really bad. I have been asked numerous times not to sing in public, so I apologize for that. All right, Colleen is back in at $450. Here we go. We're having a little bit of a bid war. This is what I like. This makes me feel good. Next bid would be $500. Dina, you'll need to get back in there, $500. If you don't, they're getting a massage and you're having a stiff neck. Yep, okay, so let's think about that. All right, our crabulous meal. All right, people. This is Keith's crab. It's going to be amazing. I want to see some bids in here. I want to see some bids when we come back from our video, but I want you to watch the video. Okay, so these are our first 4 items of the evening. We're going to key up our video, and before we do, I just want to pause for a moment and say, You know, this is a very special and important part of the program this evening because this is where we take a close look at just exactly what does domestic violence and sexual assault services provide in our community. How do they make a difference in the lives of the people they serve? And this video, ladies and gentlemen, be ready. It is poignant, it is powerful. It might make you squirm, but really, this is not easy stuff, right? And so that's why we're here, because this is not anything anybody ever wants to go through. And this video tells that story very gently, very kindly, and I want to let you know that it's also a hopeful video. And so it fits perfectly with why we're here tonight, which is it's the Hands of Hope Gala. So with that, I'd like you to hear Gracie's story.
My stepdad started living in the house when I was around 4 or 5. He lived with us until I was about 11. And throughout those years of elementary school, things started off really weird and then progressively throughout the years got worse and worse. And, you know, I always remembered being so scared of him and being so scared to be alone with him because of what he was doing to me behind closed doors. He was constantly grooming me and constantly sexually abusing me. And he raped me. I'd come home every day scared and thinking about, you know, how am I going to please him? It was like he took my entire childhood away from me. He took what it meant to, you know, have my own autonomy and feel safe in my own home. No one really understood the power that it had over me besides me and him. To anyone else, it was like, oh, you know, Grace is being asked to massage his back. Well, that's a normal thing for a child to do to their father, but really it wasn't because of what he was doing to me. So he left the house when I was 11 years old. I remember being so relieved because he was going to be out of the house and these things were going to stop happening to me. After he left, it just felt very lonely. I didn't have people that felt close to me that I felt safe enough with. I was just constantly trying to make myself busy. So I started playing basketball and I never allowed myself to be alone because I knew every time I was alone, I would just get flooded with these emotions and these thoughts of, honestly, of hating who I was. I never really could fully speak about what happened until I met my coach in college, and she was like the first woman figure that I have ever met that has been like this strong woman leader. She made me feel like, you know, I could be strong enough to share these things, and what happened to me wasn't my fault. I decided to mention something to her. I didn't fully say anything, but she understood what I was trying to say, and that's when she connected me with Claudia.
About 4 years ago, I had the privilege of meeting Gracie as a client here. Yeah, she's really dear to my heart.
My first time, obviously, I was really nervous. I remember walking up the stairs and being greeted by someone at the desk who was very kind and very warm.
We talked and her story started to open up, and all the different ways that it was affecting her life, her difficulties in school, her difficulties playing basketball. When somebody disrespects you in such a way as in sexual assault, it does take away your self-respect, your dignity.
One of my coping mechanisms was tending to just freeze up and disassociating myself with what was going on. Before coming here to DVSAS, I was definitely very quiet.
We have a lot of volunteer advocates as well as our staff who will meet with people on a one-on-one basis. We also offer support groups where people get together with common issues in their lives because of the trauma they've experienced.
After speaking with Claudia more and more throughout the year, it became easier to kind of understand my own emotions.
It feels like her life has just really gone from what it started out as now to this complete success where she is just so resilient.
After sharing everything and working through it and healing with Claudia, it has helped me to find who I'm supposed to be and where I'm supposed to go with my life, and I believe that's finding opportunities to help others.
Gracie went on to prove that you can be a wonderful Gracie even though these things have happened.
I am trying my best to take these horrible things that have happened to me and make it into something good. And I believe that sharing your story and sharing things that have happened to you that are really hard to talk about and still strengthen others and inspiration in others as well. Everyone deserves to be heard and deserves to feel like they can heal and move forward. I've found my voice since coming here, and I'm very thankful for that.
Domestic and sexual violence, everybody knows somebody who's been affected by it. As our community continues to expand, DVSAS needs to grow with that to meet the needs of survivors. And being able to support our agency in reaching out to all those folks and providing them a place of hope and a place of resilience.
If you feel that you have experienced domestic violence or sexual assault in your life, you are welcome to come here and receive our services. There's no qualification as far as income because all of our services are free, given that we're a nonprofit organization. Our funding comes from outside sources so that our clients don't need to worry about their financial situation.
We really want to make it as accessible as possible to all pieces, all places, all people who have been affected in our community.
Well, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here with us this evening. Gracie's story is a really powerful story. It is a story absolutely of hope and also the challenge of finding the help so that you can, in fact, have hope in your life. Colleen, when you watch that video, what's the first thing that comes to your mind as far as what DVSAS does in our community?
Just the support that they offer to the community, to the people, to the students, that there's resources, there's legal, there's medical, there's counseling or people to talk to, there's groups, assistance with housing, assistance with getting legal aid, all the things that involve with DVSAS.
Yeah.
And it's great that a Western Washington University student was able to utilize our services.
Yeah, it's very important to recognize that this organization is here for the entire community. And you know, at the end, Elizabeth mentioned something I think that's very, very important, and that is our community is growing. And while we have done extraordinary things to help, I think, reduce the instance of domestic violence and sexual assault, this organization has been doing prevention work for years. The community is growing. The need for services is growing. So our need for your support is growing. And that's why this is the Hands for Hope Gala, because you help provide that hope. You know, there's another thing about this story that I think is really special. Gracie is obviously an extraordinary young woman and very talented, and DVSAS helped her live her fullest life, right? She was so withdrawn and so not feeling like she could move forward in the world. But she said something that really caught my attention, and that was that her coach spoke with her. And for those of you who are familiar with our community and know that Western has had incredibly strong female role models in the athletics department for a very long time. Linda Goodrich was the athletic director for years, and she was a huge supporter of this organization and other organizations doing similar work. But what really moved me was Gracie mentioning how important it was that her coach understood and made the referral. Said, reach out.
Exactly. She knew what Gracie was struggling with. And Gracie herself said she was struggling with finding the words of telling her story. And the fact that her coach knew the resources, knew DVSAS, knew what we could do and what we could offer her was so wonderful. That
So
mentor
important.
relationship between coach and player is
It's huge.
invaluable.
Yeah. And I just want to say a huge shout out to Carmen Dolfo. She's an extraordinary coach, an extraordinary role model on so many levels. Their team motto is we, W-E, we. And just in case you didn't know, the Western women's basketball team went to the national championships this year. In fact, they just came back. And
Go Vikings.
Yeah, go Vikings. And yep. They did. They did not win the championship game, but they were in the championship game, and it was a nail biter. It went down to the wire, and we're so proud of them. And we're so proud of, Gracie's strength in reaching out and doing the work that you have to do as a survivor. It's not easy. And we thank you, Carmen, wherever you are, for being a part of the resources. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time of the evening. It's really, in some ways, it's my very favorite part of the evening, because this is when we ask everyone to make a gift. And auctions are fun. Even, remote online auctions are fun. You bid on stuff, it's a little competitive, and you get some cool things that maybe you like or that are a treat. But this is the part of the evening where we do philanthropy. We make a gift from our heart out of our love for humankind. And so we'd like to ask right now, would somebody like to make a gift to support the programs and services of DVSAS at the $5,000 level? And Margie, I think you can show us a screen where we can see if we have a $5,000 donor. Oh, Colleen, I think we do.
I think we do. And we have our first $5,000 donor by the name of Mr. Keith Wallace.
Thank you, Keith. That's pretty good for sitting by the pool or whatever.
I think he's feeling a little guilty.
That he's not here working with us tonight.
Correct.
Yeah. But he knows the importance of these services.
Yes, he does.
Absolutely does.
Very dedicated to this agency
dedicated.
and organization.
So we'd also like to invite people to consider a gift at the $2,000 level. And a $2,000 gift can make such an extraordinary difference. So we invite you to think about this evening making a gift at the $2,000 level. And while we're on screen here and you can see these levels, we're going back to the thermometer now. And Margie, can you help us see if we've had somebody come in at the $2,000 level? Let's scroll down and see if we have a gift that's come in at the $2,000 level. Well, it looks like not yet, but there's plenty of time throughout the evening to come back and make a gift at that level. We'd also now like to invite, and we can, I guess, just stay right here because we can see our levels. Well, at least I can see them. We'd like to invite a gift now at the $1,000 level.
Yes.
Is there somebody who would like to make a gift this evening at the $1,000 level? And this is the part of the evening again where, Colleen, we'd be standing up here together and we'd be looking out at the sea of faces, and people would be putting their bid cards in the air, and we would just feel it. It's just palpable. Those bid cards go up, and it's amazing when you're on stage looking out and you think, oh my goodness gracious, every one of those cards is at $1,000, or every one of those cards is at a $500 gift. And it's very, very powerful. So we invite you tonight, wherever you are, you don't get to put your bid card up so we can see it, but we'd like you to make that bid right now. click that $1,000 button and make that bid, because this is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, is providing services. And let's talk about what Claudia said. Remember what she said about the cost of services?
Yes.
What would you like to say about the cost of services?
Well, there is no cost for any of our clients, any of the people of Whatcom County. We provide all of our services free. But in order for us to do that, we need your help and we need your donations to help keep funding all of our programs, especially in the area of education, prevention, shelter, legal, medical services.
Look at this, Colleen,
Yes,
we have to.
We've got Linda Powell coming in with a $1,000 donation. Thank you, Linda.
And what I'm seeing on the screen is it shows up 2 times. Does that mean it was 2? So that's a $2,000 gift from Linda Powell.
Linda Powell.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is terrific. So she's helping make that $2,000 gift, and she's making a gift at $1,000 level, so that's really good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is so inspiring. And as Colleen said, services are free, and the only way that that is possible is through your support, through contributions like tonight that provide the support for the services that this community needs. And as we said earlier, the community is growing. I mean, anybody who lives here knows it's growing. And it's growing in ways that are challenging for some people.
Yes.
For example, the cost of housing. And as many of you know, if you're a survivor of domestic violence or sexual assault, housing can be a problem. It can turn into a housing crisis. So having the support of an organization like DVSAS that provides those walk-in services, those community-based services, and the shelter.
Shelters, yes.
And we are doing transitional sheltering now too, is that right?
Yes.
Yes, so that is also a newer service in the community. Again, very important as the community grows and there's so much pressure on finding a place to stay. If you have to leave somewhere suddenly, I know of somebody who's had to leave a home suddenly, and I will tell you, it is so hard to find somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the means to post up in a hotel,
Post up in a hotel, you gotta have the means to.
and it's expensive.
First and last month's rent,
For-
safety deposit.
all of that.
All of those things take money, and when you're in a domestic violence or sexual assault situation or sexual exploitation, your funding sources are very limited.
You might not even have access to your
Yes.
resources, even money that's your own. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to consider a gift of $500 to support domestic violence and sexual assault services this evening. We'd love to see a $500 gift come in. And again, I'm imagining standing on the stage and looking out at the audience and seeing all the bid cards going up and knowing that every time a card went up, that it was a gift of $500. So we'd love to see some gifts of $500 come in right now. And I'm gonna just take a break while somebody's making a $500 bid, and I'm gonna step over here and I'm gonna get a little sip of water. Do you
got
need
it.
a drink of water? Or are you
No,
doing
I'm
okay?
good. I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay.
But I do think we have a $500 bidder.
We do?
I think we did. If we could scroll down that list for
Let's
me.
scroll down and see.
I believe it might be the past president
Oh,
of DVSAS,
Claudia Murphy. Thank you. $500.
Thank you, Claudia.
So many years of service to the agency and a wonderful donor.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's fantastic. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's now think about making a gift at the $250 level. So we're ready to take gifts now at the $250 level. And mind you, you can make a gift all night long, anytime. You can make a gift for $5,000. You can make a gift. Oh, and there's Melissa
Lackey.
Thank you.
And and Lisa Anderson,
Thank
another
you.
board member. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Councilwoman
That's
Lisa Anderson.
fantastic. And Lisa's been one of our bidders too tonight. I'm curious to see how she's doing the bidding. We'll pop back in and look at that
Okay.
in just a moment. All right, so $250, that's the level we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate those gifts. And now we invite you to make a gift at the $100 level. So let's have a flurry of $100
$100
gifts come in and match those bid cards up in the air. Let's have some gifts come in. Oh, we have another $250 donor.
Oh, we have Donna Moreno. Donna is
Yay.
our Director of Finance. Thank you, Donna.
That is fantastic. That's great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have some gifts come in at the $100 level. And as I was saying, they can make gifts all night long.
Correct.
And the actual online portion, after we wrap up the show tonight, it stays live until 6 o'clock on Sunday.
Correct. 6 p.m. Sunday.
So Colleen, you know what that means. You can
Keep bidding?
keep bidding.
Yes.
You can get up in the middle of the night and sneak downstairs, and get on the laptop, and outbid Dina on that chrysalis package. Are the live auction items staying all night? Yeah. All right.
All right.
So ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting started here.
We have $100 from Elizabeth Ferrier Hart. Thank you,
our staff member,
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Elizabeth.
That's great. Oh, and
And
Mike
Mike-
Hudson.
And
for
Mike Hudson.
At $250.
$50, yes. And Ryan Thamer.
Yeah, Thramer.
Thramer.
Yeah, Ryan Thramer at $100. Thank you. Let's hit refresh one more time and see if we have some more that come in. And of course, we can come back to the thermometer, right, Margie, and check on this? Okay, that's
All right.
terrific. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is another button here that you can click. It says custom. And I'm going to ask Margie to correct me if I'm wrong here. Just shout it out. But I think that means, Colleen, you can enter any dollar amount that you want in there.
I think so, too.
Yeah. So, for example, if you've been thinking about wanting to make a really transformational gift in our community, make a gift that would make a tremendous difference in the lives of kids, teenagers, adults, women, men, you could make a gift tonight that would transform the lives of individuals of any dollar amount you want. I don't know how many digits it allows, but I think it'll customize to a very significant gift. So
Pretty sure that would
you could
work.
do that. You could do that. Or if you wanted to have a conversation about what that kind of a gift could transform, you could call Margie and have that conversation with her next week and say, you know, I was watching your show, I was really moved, and I want to do something really special. And I wasn't quite sure if doing it through the live auction was the way to do it. You can call us and have that conversation about what would a truly transformational gift do for DVSAS?
Yeah.
Would it fund an extra support group? Would it provide more prevention education? Would it, you know, make some repairs to the shelter, right? So just know this is not the only time that you can make a gift. It's one of the ways, it's a fun way, and it's a meaningful way. But Margie's here. She'll answer the phone, I guarantee
And Margie
you.
will be happy to talk to you about it.
Yes, she will. And she just said so right over there. All right, so we've had some
We
more
want
gifts.
to thank Sharon Robinson for her kind and generous donation of $250. Sharon is also a board member. I'm going to let you say this guy's name.
Okay, oh, thanks. And we have a $100 gift from Robert, and I'm hoping I can get your name right, Robert Gorish III. Thank you, Robert, for your gift of $100. We appreciate you so much. All right, so Margie, let's go back to our screen and auction some more auction items. So have a few more live auction items, and then we have another video coming up for you, and we're gonna have another raffle.
All right,
giveaway.
excellent.
All right, so you're probably gonna go over there and have another little glass of wine or something?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that sounds fun. All right, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your generous support. And again, I do this in live events, and I just reach over and grab my glass, and right now I have this lovely sparkling lemon water that Taylor so kindly provided to me. So thank you for that. All right, so this is auction item number 105. This should be item number 105 in your catalog. And this is the Sampson Estates. This is 300, we're at, the top bid right now is $250. It's valued at $500. I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to see some more bids on here. Oh, Robert, you're in at $250, good for you. I don't know if you've been out to Sampson Estates, but it is lovely. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I bid on one of these things years and years ago, and I thought, oh, okay, it's going to be a winery out here in Whatcom County. First of all, the setting is spectacular. They do an absolutely lovely job. They have some really, really lovely and interesting wines. And it's just a beautiful place right in the middle of the county. I felt so relaxed and so pampered while I was there. And I think it was my book club. We had bid on it together. So we took our book club out and had our book club meeting while we were doing a wine tasting at Sampson Estates. And I want you to think about this as an opportunity to bid on this. You know, you could do it with your family, you could do it with your friends, you could do it with your book club, you could do it as a business outing. But I will tell you that it's really, really lovely. And the other thing, and this is a little plug for them, they did not ask me to do this, but my son and daughter-in-law were married at Sampson Estates a few years ago. Lovely venue for an outdoor wedding. And again, just a great location. They did a great job. So this is a fun item. I'd love to see some more bids. We're at $250 right now. I'd like to get us to $300. Heck, I really want to get us up to value at $500 on this item. So who's going to be our next bidder at $300? We're at $250 right now. Let's have $300. I might need Dave to bid on this one to get us to $300. I'd love to see you at $300, and we'll come back to this one and check on it in a little while. But right now, Robert is the winning bidder at $250. So now we're at the diamond pendant. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have any bids on this item just yet. This is one that I think people are going to be thinking about for a while. They have to really, you know, take a quick look and then take another look and really decide, is this the right piece for me right now? But while we're taking a look at this, I would just like to say that this is, I believe this was donated by Pam Honeycutt and Larry. Yes, Pam and Larry. So Pam and Larry have been such extraordinary supporters of DVSAS for so long. And in addition to donating absolutely lovely pieces for the auction, and I think this is one that you really need to see in person, they have been tremendous supporters of the organization. And I just want to take a moment. I don't know if Pam and Larry are in the audience tonight. When we're live and in person, they usually are. But Pam and Larry, I want to say thank you. You have been such staunch supporters of the organization. You understand what we do, why we do it, and you've been kind, you've been generous, and you shared the beautiful jewelry that has been, you know, such a wonderful auction item to have, but you've also been a generous financial supporter outright, and we just want to say thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, in honor of their wonderful support, I'd like to see some bids on this beautiful diamond pendant before the auction closes at 6 o'clock on Sunday night. So I understand, here's a little bit bigger view of it. I understand that this is not an impulse purchase. You have to think about it. But before we close this auction on Sunday night, I'd like to see some lovely bids on this item. It will be a nice piece. It'll be something for you to remember. And that heart, you know, it really shows the heart of what we're doing. It's a very, very beautiful piece. So we have, I think, one more item in this segment, an auction item I think we're on. Let me just check. We should be on 107, that's what I thought. All right, okay, this is 1 week in San Jose del Cabo, and it's valued at $1,000. The top bid right now is $500. We're not going to let this go for $500, ladies and gentlemen. This is Timothy Glenn Creelman is bidding on this. Now, let's talk about this. I've only been to Mexico one time. I went to Cabo, and it was okay, but we took a couple days and traveled around the area, and one day we went down to San Jose del Cabo. Loved it. Very, very cool community. I really felt it was less touristy and less commercialized, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful drive. So here's the main thing. It's Mexico. Warm, sunny. You go there when it's cold, wet, and dreary. And now you can, because, you know, we're kind of coming out of the situation. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to not be bidding on this, because I guarantee you, on November, pick a day, you're going to be thinking, maybe I could have been there. Now, is there a specific date for this? What's our restriction?
October 15th through 22nd.
Oh, it's October. Okay, so there's a window, October. Okay, here's the deal. By the time we get to October, you're already cold. You're already wet. It's lovely down there. You come back, it's Thanksgiving, you still have your tan. So you're feeling good. You're going into that dark season with that little extra, little extra shot of sun. So let's have some great bidding on this. Timothy is not going to be probably our only bidder on this. Timothy, I hope you get to go. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you have as much right to go to Mexico as anybody else. But what I'd like to see are some more bids in there. We know, here's the thing. We know Timothy wants to go. You know how we know? Because he bid. He bid first. But yeah, so Taylor, he's running the camera. He's like there. He says to me, but how bad? I'm like, really bad. How do I know? Because he's first. He's the first one. So that means you bid next. $100 is the next bid. Timothy's going to be right back in there. Now, Timothy just went to go refresh his drink. So he's in the kitchen right now. He's not hearing this. But I'm just telling you, if you go ahead and you make that bid, Timothy's going to come back and be like, wait, what the heck? I was going to Mexico. Oh, Timothy, you got to bid again. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how it works. And, I'm just saying, he wants to go. You can help him get there. You can help Timothy go to Mexico and help DVSAS raise money to support programs and services. Now, we're going to bring another video to you here in just a minute. And I want you to be thinking about all of these bids, all of these great items. I want you to be thinking about that pendant, that diamond pendant. I want you to be thinking about Margie's barbecue. I want you to be thinking about Keith's crab, because that's really good crab. And I want you to be thinking about the fact that Timothy wants you to help him get to Mexico, right? Okay, so we have another video for you, and then Colleen and I are going to come back. We're going to take another quick round of donations, and we're going to give another raffle item away. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special video. Now, Margie, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a video that the teens in the teen program produced. Is that correct?
Yeah, these are our youth peer advocates who created and produced this video.
So I don't know how well the mic is picking you up, but these are the teen peer advocates that produce this video. And when we say peer advocate, what we mean are people of a similar age supporting other people of a similar age and being their advocate and providing those advocacy services. And, one of the things that we know in education, Colleen, because you're in that field, often a peer or near peer voice can be very powerful in helping somebody really understand something. And it doesn't matter the age, but where we are in our life, sometimes we really need to be hearing something from someone that we think has a credible experience that's similar to ours. And so peer advocates or near peer advocates are a very powerful way of providing support, especially to populations that maybe don't want to listen to adults as much. So this is a very special video. This is the teen program's production of its own video. And ladies and gentlemen, I know you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to be glad that we brought it to you. And we'll be back with a chance for you to make another gift to support domestic violence and sexual assault services.
April has been officially recognized as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and this year's theme is Creating Safe Online Spaces.
We invite you to join us in making respect the norm everywhere, taking action to promote the safety of others, and showing survivors they are believed and supported.
Now more than ever, screens and technology connect us with romantic partners, friends, family, co-workers, and strangers alike. Meeting new people online and online communication in general can be exciting and a great way to stay in touch.
For too long, harassment, cyberbullying, sexual abuse, and misuse have come to be expected as typical and unavoidable behaviors online.
We can stop online sexual harassment and abuse before it happens by addressing the bigger picture in which
goal is to prevent and reduce instances of domestic violence and sexual assault by providing proper education, outreach, advocacy, and the spread of correct information for teens of Whatcom County, across the state, and throughout the country.
Catfishing is when a person hides or lies about their true identity so they can engage in sexual activity that wouldn't have happened if the person revealed their true self.
Catfishing is a form of sexual abuse. The person being catfished isn't fully informed about what they are consenting to, and being fully aware of who you are engaging with sexually is incredibly important.
Grooming is when an older person is preparing to sexually abuse a younger person by normalizing the boundary violations to make them feel safer.
Sexualization is when someone turns a human into a sexual object or a sex symbol.
While much of social media does this to some level, it is problematic and extremely harmful to take away a person's identity and turn them into a sexual object.
Behaviors like these contribute to an environment where sexual violence is normalized and not taken seriously enough.
You get to make your own informed decision about your sexuality.
Pressure nudes is still pressure into sexual activity.
It is never consensual if someone shares a nude in consent without giving them permission first.
Seeing unsolicited photos is unsolicited sexual activity.
If someone trusted you enough to send you a nude, please just delete it when they ask you to.
Then nudes is a complicated, deeply personal decision that requires your own personal consent to send and receive.
Online harassment isn't less harmful just because it happens online, and the idea that you can just log off isn't always an effective solution.
Instead of expecting victims to change their behavior and limit their use of online spaces, we must address the root causes of online harassment by taking the issue seriously and holding people who commit online harassment accountable. Everyday consent means we must communicate our boundaries and ask others for their perspective before taking actions that impact them.
Regardless of what others want, everyone has the right to decide what is best for them and to act on those values. Prioritize yourself if you receive something that makes you uncomfortable, and try your best to speak up about it to make the sender aware.
Share sexual content that is not your own. Only you can share your nudes.
Shared with you should not be sent to others, especially without original sender's full, informed, enthusiastic consent.
Permission before sending explicit messages or texts.
Ask the decisions if others once you ask. It is never okay to coerce or pressure someone to send photos or record sexual acts.
If someone says no after you ask for digital consent, respect their choice and move on. No means no, even if you don't like their response.
Non-consensual sexual activity, online or over technology, is just as harmful as in-person consent violations.
During the month of April, DVSAS and Teens Against Abuse will be sharing resources, information, and tools to help identify and respond to non-consensual sexual behaviors, as well as strategies to support survivors and create a culture where sexual assault does not occur.
What is the SafeNet Project?
The SafeNet Project is intended to raise awareness of the harms that are associated with non-consensual sexual activity that occurs online or over technology.
The driving forces behind sexual violence can be hard to see, but they're often based on attitudes, norms, and social systems that can support the unequal treatment of certain groups over others.
It takes a village to make a change, and now, more than ever, with growth in online communities, we need to help provide the resources.
During the school day, this interactive visual art exhibit will be available either inside or outside the school on display.
This interactive visual seeks to highlight those forces and help the participants understand their roles as individuals in interrupting problematic behavior.
Also interact with the SafeNet Project on Instagram, at the SafeNet Project. We need your voice. Please submit a statement today to help us make a change.
Although reaching out may not be
centered on respect, inclusion, and safety. Communities where harassment, assault, and abuse are taken seriously and everyone included will have the access to the support they need.
If one of these options doesn't work for you, reaching out to an adult you trust, such as a teacher or parent, can also be a great option if you need. Thank you! What?
We invite you to enjoy.
Vigil? Ready? Oh, sorry. I was just like, okay, got it.
Do your other online harassment is I forgot.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And that was an amazing video, Colleen.
Yes, our peer advocates are amazing. We had one of them come into a board meeting and explain some of the programs that they were doing. Absolutely amazing. The creativity, the kindness, the generosity of their time, their energy is amazing.
And they know how to speak to teens.
Correct.
And I was watching the video and I was thinking about how even the way it was produced, they know their audience. And years ago, we did a teen dating violence prevention campaign. We got a big grant. This is when I worked at DVSAS way back. And it was a big grant and we did some great stuff. But it just clicked with me. It was grown-ups. That we were doing it, right? And we had teens involved, but they weren't directing it. They weren't the art direction. They weren't writing the script. They had some input. This is so powerful because this is teens speaking truth to teens.
Yes.
And words that they know. I didn't, there are phrases that they talked about. I didn't know what they were.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just another example of the way that domestic violence and sexual assault services as an organization in our community serves our community and a very important and vulnerable part of our community, which are teens.
Yeah, and it's a great way to get teens involved, to get them involved in doing things for their community, doing things for other people. Will look great on their resumes for college or for technical school, whatever they want to go into. But it's also a way of giving back to a community. And it takes, what we've learned here today, and actually over the years, is it takes a community to deal with domestic violence and sexual assault and sexual exploitation.
Yeah, and that's why we're here tonight.
That's
because
right.
You're the community, and we'd love to ask you to make some more gifts, and we've had some more gifts roll in, and so it's another chance to make a gift at that $5,000 level, that $2,000 level, $1,000, $500, $250, $100, or that custom level. And so, Colleen, have we had some more gifts come in? Would you like to let us know?
Yes, we have. We have a $500 donation from Terry McManus. We have a, yay! Thank you, Terry. We have a $250 donation from Christina Byrne. Christina is a board member. Thank you, Christina.
And I think that we had another $100 gift come in. It looks like from Megan and Kevin Tinsley.
Yes, Megan is
you.
our. Whoa!
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the home stretch here as far as the live portion, the live stream of our event tonight. But remember, the bidding stays open through Sunday night,
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Now we're going to pop back in and take a look at some of these items that there have been some bidding on, and we've sweetened the pot on at least one of those items. So stay tuned because we're going to let you know here in just a minute. But before we do, we have another raffle to give away. So this is another case of wine,
Another case of wine.
Okay, so this is from the board, is that right,
Correct.
Colleen?
This is from the board.
So would you please do the honors? And I'm gonna give you a little backstory on this one after you read the name, just in case you don't know.
We have Rod Pemble.
Yay, Rod!
Yay, Rod!
So we're going to do another shout out to Sanitary Service Company. Rod is affiliated with Sanitary Service Company. Paul Resor is the owner. So yay, Rod, you get the case of wine. That's awesome.
All right.
And I do want to say thanks to Paul. I speak with him from time to time. Paul, if you're out there, and he probably isn't, but we love you. Whatcom County so appreciates you. You have supported so many organizations for so many years. You do it from the heart. You do it because it's the right thing to do. You do it because you can, and you believe in your community. And we are so, so grateful to you and your company and the values you stand for and all that great recycling that you're doing. So Paul and Sanitary Service Company, we say thank you. All right, we have just a few more auction items that we'll take care of here.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up, and we'll have our last raffle item, which are those two big magnums. So let's go ahead and shift the screen, and why don't you hang out up here with me?
Oh, sure.
Are your feet getting tired, or you're good?
No, I'm good.
All right, well, let's get to items number 8 through 10. And before we do that, let's go back to item, I think it's 104. This is the crab feast from Keith Wallace. So here we go. Now, we are really looking for some bids here on the crab feast, and Keith has texted Margie. He's called in and said, and I think this is what he did last year too. So he's adding to this item a trip on his boat out to Friday Harbor with lunch and the crab. So now you're getting all the crab. You don't have to eat all the crab on the same day that you go on the boat and you go to Friday Harbor. That's separate. He's going to get the crab to your house, and it's going to be all clean and ready to go. But now you can go out on his boat and go to lunch in Friday Harbor. And Keith knows the best way to get out there. He'll take you through all the little nooks and crannies that are really pretty and really fun. And you know,
and it is a beautiful ride.
It's a gorgeous ride.
Gorgeous ride.
It's a gorgeous ride, and Keith's been boating for years. He knows his way around out there, and you know, he'll let you pick a mutually agreeable date, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you know what, Keith? Here's the deal. If we can make it work, and I don't know, I probably shouldn't say this on the fly, but once you get this all set up, shoot me a note, and you know, if it works out and I'm in the neighborhood, maybe you can stop by and we have a little cocktail on the beach at my place. So anyway, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
I might have to bid on that.
I
now.
know. Actually, going on the boat with Keith, going to lunch and getting the crab, and maybe swinging through John's Pass and I make a really mean mojito.
Oh, all right.
Really,
I'm there.
I grow my own mint. And I make them the old-fashioned way, where you put in the lime and you muddle
them.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, old-fashioned way. So, all right, let's get some bids on the crab feast. And all right, let's check out item number 8. This is item number 108 in your catalog. And this is the, so we've got a bid here, $350 from Donna. This is the Get a Room painted item from Coast Mountain Painting. And I have to say, Colleen, I don't know about you, but almost everybody has a room in their house that they'd love to do a refresh on, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so these guys will take care of it for you. You don't have to get up there and do the little tape.
You don't have to tape it.
And the
tape
cutting
it,
in
yeah.
the corners, and then your neck gets sore, and then you think, here's me. I always think, oh, I can do it without putting on other clothes. I'm such a tidy painter. Nope, it's in my hair, it's on my shirt. There's always a spill, I step in it. And then I don't walk on the hard floor, I walk on the carpet.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your chance to make sure you can get a refresh on a room painted professionally. You don't have to do anything. You could make yourself a mojito and sit on the deck.
Oh, and watch them paint.
And watch them paint. So right now we're at $350. We'd love to see a $400 bid come in. We're at $350 right now. We'd love to see $400. You can keep bidding throughout the night. But right now, Donna is going to have the refresh, and you're not. And the only way you're going to is if you make a bid. So we're looking at $400 right now. We're at $350. We'd love to see $400. What's item number 9, Margie? Let's show us item number 9.
Ooh.
All right, and these are the diamond and sapphire earrings. And again, we wouldn't expect to see a lot of bids right here, right now at night, because you have to think about it. You're probably looking really carefully at these. But again, a beautiful, beautiful piece. We'd like to see the bidding started at $600. You might need to take a little time. Again, the bidding is going to stay open through Sunday at 6. Sunday at 6, so we'd love to see a bid on the diamond and sapphire earrings. And we are now looking at item number 10. So item number 10, our last item of the night. This is a fun one. This is the chef's table down at Lombardi's.
Yes.
And you know, when you go to a restaurant, you have the room to yourself,
Yep.
and you're really being treated. I mean, if you bid on that, what would you just bring all your girlfriends and go?
Oh, I certainly would.
It would just be fun.
Well, I see Linda Powell is up on there.
Oh, Linda!
And
All right.
she happens to be my friend, so I can't wait to go to Lombardi's with you.
You like that bid,
Yeah.
don't you? All righty. Okay, so Keith, here's an idea. I think Linda wants to do the chef's table as much as Timothy wants to go to Mexico. So you know what that means. You could bid again, and Linda will probably bid again.
Yeah.
So just saying, that's how it is. Remember, people, bid cards, up. Competition. You got to be paying attention. Who's bidding? You want to kind of nudge them around. So, hey, before we wrap this up, and we really are just about to close out the show tonight, let's go back and look at that Mexico trip. I want to know if Timothy is still going or if you're going.
I could. My wife may have signed us up for that.
Let's see. Timothy is still going to Mexico. Well, Timothy, good for you.
Good
but
job.
Guess what? You won't know until, after 6 o'clock on Sunday night. But right now, Timothy is our Mexico guy. And Timothy, you also made a very lovely gift earlier this evening, and we thank you for that as well. So I'll tell you what, we have, we're winding down here. We had allocated a little bit more time, but people were probably expecting maybe around 8 o'clock or so. So we'll go ahead and bring it to a close. But Margie, I'd like to swing through the list one more time. I'd just like to see where we are, starting with our live auction item number 102. So in the catalog, 102. So Lisa is still the person who's going to have the cleanest car in town at $350. That she doesn't know that when I get home that I'm going to log on and I'm going to sneak downstairs because there's popcorn under my seat. And here we are, barbecue dinner for 8. We're at $250 right now.
All right,
All right. And that one's going to go through the roof as the course of the day goes by. Because you know what's going to happen Sunday afternoon? People are going to be like, oh, pulled pork, that would be so good.
So I would love that.
And they're going to bid on it. Yeah. Okay, so what do we have? So number 3, the chrysalis. This is the one you want. Oh, Timothy! Look at that.
Timothy!
What did he do?
He outbid us. Timothy.
There's only one solution for that, Colleen. Wow, the air just went out of the room.
Yeah.
Timothy, he's
good
going
job.
to Christmas and Mexico.
Yep.
I know what that means. You need to bid on the Mexico trip. I seriously, okay, ladies and gentlemen, tune in later to see how this story plays out. All right, crabulous meal. All right, people, I'm expecting some bids on this. Keith and I really want to see some bids on this one. We know how much fun Keith is, and I'm just saying, it's crab, it's Keith, it's Friday Harbor, it's a boat ride.
It will be a laugh a minute if you take this ride with Keith.
Okay, how are we with number 5? Where's number 5? Sampson Estates. All right, we're at $250. Robert is our bidder there. That's looking good. We'd love to see that get up to $300. Where are we with number? We're still wondering about that diamond pendant, ladies and gentlemen. We understand. We'd like to see some bids there. And how's our week in Cabo? Timothy is currently still going to Cabo. Unless somebody else outbids him. And here's our interior painting. We're at $350. Donna still has the refresh going. And where are we on those earrings? Again, waiting for the bid on the earrings. We'll hope to see something before this closes at 6 o'clock. And the chef's table, Linda Powell, still in at $450. So ladies and gentlemen, those are your live auction items for this evening. Now remember, you can keep bidding on all the items throughout the weekend up until 6 o'clock on Sunday night.
Correct. Well, I would like to also let everybody know we have a $1,000 donation from Julie Ranson. Thank you, Julie. Julie is another board member.
And is that gift from Christina Byrne a new one at $250?
No, I called her out last time.
Okay, great. So we thank you all for your generous, generous gifts throughout the evening. This is so exciting.
Yes.
It is. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking forward to seeing you in person Colleen and I are super duper looking forward to doing this in person.
In person.
And I don't know the date of that, but I have a feeling it's probably maybe not even a whole year away. Who knows? But do know we are going to be having fun together again.
We've got Corey Austin for the
right.
Crabalicious meal.
The Crabalicious meal is coming in at $2.50. All right, I know there's going to be more bidders on that. And honest to goodness, going on a boat ride with Keith, super fun.
Yep.
Going to Friday Harbor, and if he will, and he swings back, through, and I happen to be at my place, I'm not kidding about the mojitos. That'd be so much fun.
Oh, all right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a great job tonight, but really, you are doing a great job tonight. You are here with us at our virtual gala, the Hands for Hope auction. And we're so glad that you've been with us this evening. It's time to wrap it up. We want to say some more thank yous.
Yes.
But before we do that, we have one more raffle item.
All right. This is for the pair of magnums from Avena Winery.
Aha! So that's big bottles of wine.
The big bottles.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to have friends over.
You could. No, you definitely want to have friends over.
Well, you're going to do the honors again, Colleen. Here's the 2 magnums of wine.
And the lucky winner is Sharon Robinson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you. And so I think we raised almost $1,000 on the raffle tickets tonight. So that's really, really terrific. So this is the time of the evening. It's always hard to say goodbye. We've mentioned it several times. The bidding stays open until 6 tomorrow. Colleen, would you like to thank our sponsors one more time?
I certainly would.
Can we get the sponsor slides up so we can see those? And I just don't know who they are off the top. Okay. Here we go.
So we would like to thank Sanitary Service Company for their continued partnership sponsorship. We would like to...
Yeah, absolutely.
We would also like to thank Phillips 66 Ferndale Refinery, Matrix Systems, Belcher Swanson Law Firm, Brand Safeway, and Mills Electronic and WRS for their sponsorship also. We could not do this without you.
Great community companies, every single one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I don't know if everybody knows what some of those companies do, but I was so proud to see one of them where my son works, which is Brand Safeway. They do the scaffoldings out of the refineries.
Oh, awesome.
And so, it's really, really great to see our companies in our community really, really supporting the organization. And now what we'd like to do most of all is thank you. Thank you for your generous support of the programs and services provided by Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Services.
We couldn't do it without you. We really couldn't.
Yep, absolutely. And the bottom line is, you are the Hands of Hope, and we are so grateful. Thank you for being with us tonight. We hope you will continue bidding throughout the evening. Those little bid battles can keep on going, and also continue to make those gifts. And if you want to talk about a special gift, give Margie a call, and she'll talk to you about that. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Colleen, what a treat to be with you here tonight. Thank you for your service.
You're
On the
welcome.
board, and it's been so fun. Thanks to Taylor and Dave at Flannel.
Let's get everybody
Yeah.
up here. Come
Let's
on.
get on up here. We're gonna get the whole crew so you can see us all together.
Come on, Margie.
Yeah. Dave has to run the controls. Here's Hannah, here's Taylor. Dave, you have to give yourself a shot, I guess. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.